Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 premium SPG that most people have difficulty pronouncing, so they called it a leFH, a leaf blower, or a leFH. This one's located on the north spawn of Halluf under the command of Oksydor of OLIMP. Game on! 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. You won't see that all that often on this Arty, mainly down to the fact that so many people have them and not all of them can play it well. In fact, even I don't have a 3 marked Arty, 3 marked leFH. In fact, I've been taking my time to get it because I'm spending so much time doing videos, but when I see somebody do this, oh my gum, that's a penetrating shot with his first round on the leopard. And he doesn't use any aimbot. He's just that good with the gun. So he's tagged the leopard and taken all of his hit points away. Missed out on the Type 64. MXM445 is looking worried. Yes, because he's about to be the recipient of another round. 137 from that one. Okay, we've got a Wolverine hiding behind that bush. And he's just taken a round as well. He's going to go back to that bush because I don't think that Wolverine's moved away. Oh, he did. Okay, we've got another target, a Staghound. Thinking, oh, I can sit up here and I'm fast and I can move very quickly. But yes, the question is, will he move fast enough to get away from a round? Well, there's an Arty who's out of position. And he decided to go to that spot to shoot at the enemy. But unfortunately, that's way too close. And that's a kill shot. He's just killed one of the enemy Arty. There are 2 enemy Arty in this game. The other one is the Lorraine 15550. And that reminds me, I've got a few replays featuring the Lorraine 15550 to put out on the channel. There's lots of replays at the moment, everyone, so if your replay is taking a little while to show up, there's probably because I am getting inundated with huge numbers of replays, and I can't do them all at once, so they do have to wait. Some of them have to wait a while. Some of them can actually be done straight away, because, of course, they're easy enough to pop out in next to no time, but if you do have to wait, please do be patient. It's unlikely that anyone else would be able to get the replays done as quickly as we do. Okay, KV1S is backing away because he doesn't like what he sees. Rounds out and good hit. You notice how he aimed behind the guy, fired the shell, expecting the guy to walk straight through the aim point, and he did exactly that. Chi2 was moving about on the same spot, so he dialed in on that spot and then waited for the enemy to move straight through it, and he did it again. That was a penetrating round as well. 412. Remember, it's 410 alpha, so that was a high roll for 412. 53 millimeters of pen. Now, it used to be in the past that you could actually get pens with virtually every shot you fired from an Arty. That was a direct hit there. No explosion. It used to be, and I've looked at some of the old replays which I've done, replays that I videoed over 8 years ago. And yes, was it 8 years ago? 7 years ago. And just about every shot I fired hit the target and went through the armor. Now, Wargaming has nerfed Arty a hell of a lot during that period, and they've made it much more difficult for Arty players to play. But Arty players are dedicated players. They keep playing even if Wargaming makes it more difficult, because that's more of a challenge for us. We're better than them. We're better than the tank drivers who think that they can defeat us by nerfing us out of the game. Well, unfortunately, you're wrong, because we will just get better and better, and we'll take more delight in killing you. Another hit tracks the 88. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that most Arty players love what they do. They love hitting the enemy with these rounds, and the enemy not being able to do anything about it unless they learn the rules of the game. Kill shot. And look at them, they're all congregating. They're all coming round to die, and Oksydor's the one who's going to finish them off if he can. Okay, he's going for the 88. Lines up the shot, rounds out, and he takes another hit. Oh my god, the enemy is actually slogging themselves to death, or flogging themselves to death, I should say, against that area. They seem to think that it was a good idea to go mob-handed against the enemy, but unfortunately, all they've done is they've made themselves willing victims to our guns. Oksydor's already got 2 kills, and he wants more. Okay, you notice how he's changing position all the time. He is backing up, because he needs to back up to get out of sight of the enemy. But he is also making sure that he gets accurate shots. Oh, and that was a heat round on the AMX M445, and it penned him. And another one did. My gum, he's going to be very short on hit points. Those heat rounds are 350 alpha. So if he has penned them, he's probably done a lot of damage. Okay, he's loading an HE round for the SP1C. Fires it in. Lands close on the rock face. Let the next one settle in. The guy's well and truly hidden underneath that rock. He's only showing the very top of the turret, but that's all you need in order to get a direct hit on the target. I've seen players manage to get just the cupola. That's all that was showing of the enemy tank. Oh, he did it! He proved it! He just proved that you can do it. He actually hit the top of the tank. That was all that was showing. Now, he did get spotted there. And there is an enemy Arty in play. It's the Lorraine 15550, so he might actually be on the receiving end of an artillery round very shortly. But he knows what to do. He knows just to change direction of movement every now and then. Keeps kind of zigzagging. Be unpredictable is the word. Rounds out on the Leopard. That was the first one he penned in the game, if you remember. He's gone. Taken out by the Leopard on our team as well. The SU-100. There's only 3 enemies left. Rounds out. That's a bit late, that one, but that was a heat round. Made a hole in the ground. The SU-100's gone, and that just leaves 2 enemies left. One of which is the AMX M445, the tank that he hit with 2 direct hits from heat rounds. Now, admittedly, heat rounds don't guarantee a pen, but they are likely to make a lot of damage if they do. Heat rounds can bounce off armor, and if the target's unspotted, all that will happen is the round will bounce off, but you won't see any explosion, simply because it counts as a direct hit, but non-penetrating. Okay, there's nobody there. He's just fired one of his heat rounds in there. I'd hold off on the heat rounds and keep the HE going until you're absolutely certain where the enemy is. He's doing that. You can see the wreck of the M10 who decided to get up on that little step just above that corner. And the enemy Arty's been spotted. Okay, he's going to let it settle, let it dial in. He's just taken a hit. Fired one round in. Oh, he got him! And that might have been a penetrating shot. That's his 4th kill of the game. Only 1 enemy left. He won't be able to get a top gun, but he certainly could get 5 kills. And that's 1/3 of the enemy team. There he is. It's been spotted. Oh, and the Super Hellcat fires one in. And only 1 hit point left. We might get a shot. Rounds out. Oh, he pulls forward. And the Hellcat's bound to get him now, surely. In fact, the kill shot goes to the SU-100. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results, and yes, that was another ace tanker game for Oksydor of OLIMP in the 105 leFH18B2. What a game that was. It's incredible. Oksydor seems to get ace tanker after ace tanker in the FIFA, and so many players, when they start out with one of these, they find it impossible to get an ace tanker. It took me about a year before I got my first ace in this Arty, and it had to be a top tier gamer where I was bottom tier in a tier 7 game and I was tier 5 just in order to get the ace. But I did huge amounts of damage to the enemy and a really satisfying game. In this game, you can see Oksydor got a counter battery fire medal because he took out both enemy SPGs. He took out the SU-122 and then he took out the Lorraine 15550. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13. A Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points from his own vehicle. And on top of that, he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool. And on top of that, his win rate was 9,658. So he did an enormous amount of damage to the enemy. Let's have a look at team score and see how much he did. Well, he's the only player to get over 3,000. In fact, there's no other players who even managed to get over 2,000 hit points of damage. But yes, Oksydor got over 3,000. He got 3,189 out of that game. Of course, picking up the high caliber and the Gauze medal. The second highest scorer in the game turned out to be the G2 SP on the enemy team with 1,945 hit points. And the third higher was the Berser on his own team with 1,306. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Leopard and 2 kills went to the Lorraine 15550 on his own team, and also the G2 SP and Staghound on the enemy team. And in fact, only 5 players on their team actually managed to get kills. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. He got 1,259, which means he's the only player who managed to get over 1,000 base. The next highest scorer being the M10 RBFM on his team with 766, followed by the Leopard who got 665. He fired 42 rounds, so he had 8 rounds left at the end of the game. He got 17 direct hits on the enemy, but 6 penetrations of all, 15 splash, damage of 3,189 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. So, which ones do we think he penetrated? Well, I'm pretty certain he penetrated the AMX M445 with at least a couple. Yes, he did. Look at that. 873 hit points. Most of those guys' hit points went with the penetrating shots. It was only about 350 alpha, so he probably got a high roll on one of them at least. And, or maybe the other one was very close to the alpha, and that's why he got so much, even though it didn't kill the guy. He also probably got a direct hit. No, he didn't actually. So it wasn't the SU-122, but he did get the SP-1C and penetrate him with one of his shots. And let's have a look. He didn't penetrate the Lorraine with that one. He did penetrate the G2 SP. So the highest scoring enemy tank actually got penetrated by him as well for 532. He didn't penetrate the 88. He didn't penetrate the KV-1S, but he did get the Wolverine. Yes, that one big hit, 383 hit points. That was the one the guy pulled back after. It was a blind hit because the guy had been spotted on that spot, but he fired at the bush area where the guy was supposed to be. And yes, the shot went in, and in fact, it was a high roll. So, or at least, no, it's a low roll because it's 383. But it was a penetrating shot all the same. Wolverines don't have much armor, so they make perfect targets for the Fifi. Going back to the details, we can see damage 9 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and on a premium count, he actually earned 28,878 credits profit, and he also took up 2,644 experience points out of it again. I can't say enough about how great it is to see this really good performance in the FIFA. It encourages other players to do the same. We had a new member of our group, or somebody who's actually been watching the replays on our channel, and he's actually getting inspiration to do the same thing with his artists. He's seeing these experts play. He knows that he can do it himself, and he wants to go out there and repeat it. So all of these battles that we're being shown by Oksydor, by Fingernail Clipping, by all of the guys who do play with 3 marks of excellence, what they're doing is they're encouraging Arty players to go out and replicate it and be an absolute terror to the enemy. And it's also very satisfying as well, because you get to see these vehicles do things that you didn't think was possible, but they are possible. You just need the right person to show you how it's done, and then you can go and repeat it. So an absolutely fabulous game by Oksydor of OLIMP. I'm really pleased and proud that I'm in his clan, because it's very interesting how many Arty players have joined his clan, because of course they know that it's full of really great Arty players. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.